things are more complicated for you because you finished 10th in the World Championships in Leeds last year, and so you've got to qualify next year, I guess, for the Olympics.
Yeah, so it was a very dramatic race last year. I don't know if you watched it or if you remember it.
Commentated on it.
Yeah, so it was 100 meters to go. I was still in the qualifying position, and then just my body just said no. I just couldn't hold it up. So it was definitely very hard at that time. And yeah, but this year is better. I think the postponement can help me a little bit because even this year I improved a lot. I was able to get all the training done. So now I'm just looking at it's a step in the process, and I just have to do my best like I did this year, and definitely looking forward to the qualifications.
Yeah. Okay, so so you think next year you might even be on a bit of an upward trajectory?
Well, I hope so. There's still things I need to work on that I wasn't able to do this year. I can improve physically. So like on weights, I'm like the worst guy always. Like I'm terrible on weight. Well, it's not about weights, of course, but like it definitely helps. Like some like raw strength. Like I think I'm like very dynamic, but like even compared to the other single scholars, like I'm struggling with that the strength. So I definitely need to work on that, and then also like some technical stuff I need to work on as well.
Yeah. What's your personal best on the 2K erg? Are you a 2K? Do you prefer 2K or 6K?
So sometimes the 6K feels really good when it's going well, when you don't start too hard. But usually 2K. So my best, I PR'd this year in February just by a little bit to 5:49.3.
Yeah, well done.
And last time I PR'd was my first year at Cal in 2014, actually in December, when I went under 5:50. So it was quite funny because in 2014, when I was in Poland for my under 23s, we had this erg championships in January, and I went 6-0 back then. And then I didn't do a 2K, and then I went to Cal in August, had a couple months there, and in December went under 5:50. So it was like a big improvement. I skipped the whole 50s phase, but then every year. Yeah, so from then on, every year I was like 550 to 552, whatever test I did. So it didn't really improve, but was solid all the time. And yeah, and then when I mentioned you the tests in April, I did Rate Cup at 28 and went 554. So it was also a big improvement because I knew that higher rate probably I could go a little bit faster even. So it was just a good sign.
Yeah. So let's talk about your experience in Cal a bit. You rode with some amazing guys there and an amazing coach, Mike Teti. So how was your experience in Cal?
Oh, it was great. Like I loved it, and I do think it was the best decision I made. And people say that I went to study at Cal, and because of that, I maybe didn't do as well international rowing. Which might be to some extent, but I think I improved a lot as a rower also, and as a person. I got a great education, which offered me many ways. Like for example, to go to Cambridge, and now having 2 degrees, I can focus on rowing and don't really have in the back of my head as far as that what I'm gonna do like later, or I think I will be able to have it outside rowing. So that's one part of it. And our team was amazing. So many guys are still rowing internationally. I think from our 2016 8, I think 7 out of actually 8 with the Cox and Julian, 8 out of 9 guys are still rowing internationally. So they are at the races. So it's just nice to hang out with them and and a lot of alumni also at the women's side. So it's a great community.
Yeah.
And yeah, also, you know, being in Berkeley in California was amazing, especially for me because I've never been to the US before. I went there, so I kind of just showed up. So it was a little bit wild. My first year, I didn't speak English very well either.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So you know, I just talked to the coaches a little bit. I did some research, watched some videos, and then I just felt like, okay, I'm just gonna go for it, and just got on a plane and just showed up.
Yeah. So who was in the 8? Who did you admire that you were rowing with in that Cal 8? That was you broke the record in the head of the Charles, didn't you?
Yes. So so we won ahead of Charles and also broke the course record by I think 30 seconds, which was awesome. It was the following fall after we won, I think, in 2000. I'm not 100% sure what year it was. But yeah, like we were like our coach in Julian, he's rowing for the US 8. He's boxing the US 8 with Mike. Then we have Martin Mačković from Serbia. He's crushing like last year in a Serbian pair. Then you know we have Martin Herkman from Netherlands. He won silver in the 8 for Netherlands. Joachim Sutton, like he was in the final in the Danish pair. Then Nicky Mark, like he was 4th in the pair. Alex Wallace, he's training with the US team. So like everyone is still, you know, everyone is very like 30 from Austria. They were 4th in the 4th for Austria. So like it's everyone is doing very well, and we're still in touch a lot. So it's we had a great team, and it's a great community now.
Yeah. I was just going to ask, I know you might not know the answer to this, but what are the US team training now up in Cal Berkeley with Mike Teti? Do you know what they're doing?
So I think part of the team is training. I think they're training in singles. I actually haven't heard so much from them. I might go for a quick visit if I can to catch up. But from what I've heard, part of the team is still like training on their own, like back home, and part of the team is back, like training small boats. Yeah.
So this legendary coaching figure, Mike Teti, I know he's been very helpful to you in wanting to combine your rowing and your sculling. But describe him as a guy. What's it like being coached by him?
Oh, it's definitely always very exciting. There's always something. It's not like you're only training, and it's not boring. Definitely not boring. He can get quite intense sometimes.
Yeah.
But I had a great experience with Mike, and he helped me a lot. Like there's also, of course, there were like some tough times. Like I remember like my first, some of my first interactions when I never rode sweep before. So I just started at Cal, and he actually didn't tell me much in the first couple of weeks. I was like very confused, and then after a while, he just said that he just wanted to see if I could figure it out on my own, like just to get this feel how to move the boat and apply like more power to it, and I did it. So like he was pleased with that. Or when I didn't speak English very well, we were doing this drill. I think like one in Rusty. And I had no clue when he called it. I had no clue what's going on. So I didn't do it. Like I messed up the drill, so he got very upset. And he gave me a hard time that I was throwing the single, and like I'm an only child also. Like he just wanted me to like really be part of the team and like buy in to like what he does, and it really helped me also to get a different point of view. And I appreciate it a lot, and I think I grew a lot also as a person, because like he prepares you for a lot in rowing, like sometimes creating like some stressful conditions. Like you have to race in those conditions as well, and then later on in life too.
Yeah.
But he was really helpful. Yeah, like you mentioned, even with the single. So basically we sat down and he said, "Look, I'm fine. You're rowing the single, as long as you believe that it's gonna also help you rowing in the 8." And like for him, like he said that he believes that when I row in single, like then it will help me in the 8. So the same going back, and that's what we did. So in 2015, when I qualified for the Olympics, I was 9th in France. So I didn't take a year off back then because I had such a great time in my freshman year at Cal, and I improved so much, and I didn't really want to just miss the whole year. Also because it would be another year added now. But I didn't know really what to do. So he was super helpful because he's like, "Look, just stay for the year, and we'll work around it. You can like do whatever you need, and then just go to the Olympics, just have fun." And that's what I did. So I had to go to just the World Cup in Italy. So I just got single like 3 weeks before that, got ready for that, and then did all right then. So I was like set for Tokyo, and then after that we won the national championships in the 8 that year and end of May.
Who did you beat? Was it Washington or Yale or?
It was Yale. Yale was second. Yeah. So that was a great year overall. Won Pac-12s, won the I race, and then I just went home and rowed at Olympics.
Yeah, so I mean that's fantastic. I wanted to ask you first of all. I mean, that World Championships to qualify in Aiguebelette. I mean, that must have been such a big deal for you to row, and then to come back and to get that 9th place qualifying position in Aiguebelette. Yes,
it was. I was very happy about that, and especially before I was at the U23 Feast, I was 3rd. It was a very close race. But it was still like not that level yet. And then I had like a little bit of time off, went to the mountains for a couple of days, and then when I got back to the camp, it like really clicked. Like my rowing really clicked. It's hard to explain, but sometimes you just like find something that feels really good, and and then had a couple of weeks to the world, and it was going really well. Of course, I do think that the competition then wasn't as hard as now. So definitely part of it. But like for me, it was just a great regatta, and I didn't really, expect that earlier on.
So there's a question here from Johan Richter. It comes a little bit out because I was going to talk about Cambridge later, and I still want to talk about you in the Rio Olympics. But Jonas Richter, thanks for watching, Jonas. And so he's asked this question, which is interesting, I guess.
Yeah. How did the training at Cal compare to training at Cambridge?
Yeah.
Well, I would say that in the US there was more focus on like racing and the intensity. And while we still had some of it in Cambridge, it was more like a training plan, more like scientific, like more steady state and volume, and just building up to the race. Where at Cal we had a lot of emphasis on the mental aspect of it, where you have to be ready to race, like make sure you give 100% on the race day. So we did a lot of pieces. We always like raced throughout the whole year with each other, which was a lot of fun. Also, really gets ready for the season. And Cambridge, we definitely did that too, but definitely like not in that extent. And like we tried to also get together as a boat. Part of it is that we didn't have as much power at Cambridge, like in terms of Eric's course, for example. So you can really also get away with some things. So we were really looking to make the boat run really well, like a lot of feeling and like emphasis on the rhythm and things like that also.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about Cambridge shortly, but I kind of wanted to get a sense, because you were still an under-23 oarsman, yet you were competing in the Rio Olympics, your first Olympic Games. So how was that experience for you?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. So I didn't. Well, of course, I wanted to go to the Olympics, but it's not something that was like my be or not to be like my you know, I kind of took it as like a bonus, you know. Like I went there, I just want to have the best experience, and in the end, was very happy with the 7th place. Especially that after I came back, after I raced in June, I came back to Poland. It was only 2 months to the Olympics, and like I got a little bit sick. Like we had to, I remember like they had to put like 5 scenes into me like in 1 day.
Wow.
So my body like reacted weird, and I was actually supposed to race at Henley also in that June.
Oh, were you?
I was really looking forward to. I was entered for Cal, so that would have been awesome. But then I had to pull out last minute because I was still recovering, and then the whole week you can retrain as well if you're there. So decided not to go in the end, which was necessary. And just like right before Rio, my boat started going a little better.
Yeah,
and was able to do well the race, although it was still not consistent. So, for example, the semi-final, like I did terribly, and not really sure why. Just like sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
But it was great to be there, like with all the athletes, and just see what's this all about.
Yeah, and so your 7th place, you were very happy with, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I was very pleased with that. Like the guys in the final were very very strong. And even the final B was comparative, so I had a great race, and 7th place was a really good result for me back then. And yeah, even after that, I went to race at the U23s like a couple of weeks later, which was could have been a little bit too much, but in the end, I'm happy I did, because it just stays with you.
I saw you there. You got a silver medal behind Timo Lenaska, didn't you?
Yeah. So I was also happy about that. Timo is a great guy, and we always like talk at races also, and he was really fast that time, and like he had a really impressive race. He just started off so quickly and just crushed it.
Yeah. Were you frustrated at all that you never managed to get an under-23 gold?
Yeah, definitely a little frustrated, especially one year, 2015. It was such a close race.
Yeah.
And I think in the end I was 3rd, but I was, I think, 0.2 of a second behind the gold.
Oh.
And then because the under 23s are always earlier, like way earlier, and very soon after I came back, I just got in a single. So I've never been in my top shape for those. So it was always like a process to. Like 2017, I remember like I was struggling a lot. At the beginning, I got a little bit, I gained some weight.
Yeah.
I felt like I get strong, but I just got just got a little fat. So I was trying to work through that, and it was just hard to get the fitness, like really good fitness in for the single. And even though I did well at the Europeans, at the Sarasota Worlds, I was 7th also.
Yeah.
And I had like very good regatta. But then at the U23s, I was nowhere near that. So it was a little bit frustrating.
Yeah. You spoke about talking with the guys after the Europeans in the single sculls, and talking with Timo Lenaska. I mean, is there this sense in the single sculls that you're a little brotherhood?
Yeah, definitely. I do think so. You always know the guys, and like even when with some people you don't talk too much, there's always like this big respect, and you always like say hi to them and like ask how's it going. And I think it's really nice to just be so close to them. And like with some people, like you message sometimes, and it's definitely like a close competitive thing.
Yeah.
You like follow what everyone's doing, and just see what's going on.
Yeah. Now, what was behind your decision to go to Cambridge from Cal?
So, well, I always wanted to. It was always my dream to do that. And the Cambridge coach at the time, Steve Trapmore, he would always come to Cal and talk about Cambridge to us. And then also our coach, Scout Franson, he rode for Oxford, so he always like told us about his experience. And also, I really want to also grow more like with my academic development.
Yeah.
So I did psychology at Berkeley, and I wanted to do something more business oriented. And they had this great program, which was the Masters in Management, meant also for people that didn't have previous business experience. So it was perfect for me because I didn't have any internships because I was rowing all the time, and didn't have like also a business degree.
Yeah.
Because even for an MBA, you would have to get some years of experience, which I couldn't really do. So everything like just like fit really well and like made sense. And then I just had this one program, and I figured that I would just apply and see if I get in. So usually you apply to multiple programs. I just applied to this one program at Cambridge, and I got accepted. And then it was also a stressful year because I got a conditional offer where I had to get all A's in my last year.
Oh, really?
So I had to like work really hard on the academics to like get my grade average to that point. Definitely, even like my coach, my dad, he wasn't very pleased about that because it's a qualification year. It's definitely an ideal scenario to just to still be a student and row in the 8 for if you have to prepare for the qualifications. But in the end, like he supported me with that, and it was a great opportunity to actually do it and be in a boat race, just have the Cambridge experience. It was a great year in terms of that. I enjoyed it so much, and I just wish it would be longer, another year, because 1 year is not nearly enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I still I'm so happy with 1 year.
Yeah.